Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas and welcome to Vision of Asia Voice of Community on ITV Gold this Sunday in our weekly special edition. Here are the top stories. We will take you to a reception organized to support Dan Quart, who is contesting to become District Attorney of Manhattan. We have our weekly segment with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. We'll also share glimpses of 45th Jagannath Rath Yatra organized by Hare Rama Hare Krishna ISKCON. COVID relief benefits has initiated several events, and one of them was screening of popular Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. We'll share glimpses from that event, and a mural to honor and memorialize the life of Pritam Singh Grewal was organized by Meridian Health at Hackensack. A report on that event, as well as take about India's decision to open Dr. Purvi Parikh weighs on whether India is opening up too soon. All this coming up right after these short messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia Voice of Community on ITV Gold, and today we begin with a story that takes us to Manhattan. Dan Quart is known to be a community friend, and he is a great voice for the cause of minorities. An event in his support was organized at Manhattan. He is contesting to become District Attorney of Manhattan. U.S. Representative Caroline Maloney was there, as well as Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, Chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media, was also present on this occasion. Here is the report.
I'm at the front end of the fight in the legislature to change the post-conviction rules. There are great inequities. We're known as a progressive state, but our criminal legal system is anything but progressive. And that is one of the changes where you need a combination of federal legislation and a change in state law so that we can review people who are been wrongfully convicted, because there's nothing that gets worse to the heart of the integrity of the criminal justice system than people who did not do the crime being in jail for two reasons. One, can you imagine the destruction to that person and his or her family? Secondly, the person who committed the crime is out there. And that's what a good DA has to do, is not just is to protect those out there who could be a victim of another crime, as well as free those who are innocent.
Can you tell people who are not familiar with the political campaign the cost of an ad on TV?
We made a decision to go up early on TV 7 weeks ago. And the decision was that because early voting started yesterday, that Election Day was not really June 22nd, it was yesterday. And so we pushed up our cable buy to 6 weeks ago. So we've been on cable consistently, and those costs are anywhere between $55,000 to $70,000 a week.
We thought it would be more interesting for you to have Indian sweets.
It would
as
better,
something
much better than 49 candles. Yes.
Yeah, so they'll help us. And if everybody here can wish Dan a happy birthday by joining in singing happy birthday, and this will be his victory song. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dan the Victor. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, this is a new place, Paul Hotel, and we have taken the management of the food and beverage. Over here, we have a rooftop, lobby bar, and a restaurant down there. And we are honored to have a congresswoman over here and district attorney over here. I'll call him district attorney from now on. So, so thank you very much for all of you to come. And we all should support him. And I think we'll be in good hands.
His name is Dr. Sudhir Parikh. And Dan, just as a reference, the very first time we met was on his TV show. So he runs that TV show that we make Ashok Vyas. So Dr. Sudhir Parikh is a physician by profession, and he does tons of charitable work, and he also runs the ITV. So you say a few words.
Dr. Sudhir Parikh is also Padma Shri. He's been one
Highest
of the
award from the Indian government.
Well, Congressman and good friend in Quart. Really, it's a pleasure to come here Sunday afternoon and just reiterate our community support to you. Our community is, Indian American community is for you and is behind you. And we have this Parikh media. We have 4 newspaper as well as 24/7 this TV channel called ITV. And I'm sure you've been there, ITV in the talk shows. And we'll welcome you there. It's your platform, and we'll promote you, and we'll make sure that you are our winning person. And you always count on us, and we community always believe that unless we support you, we cannot claim a piece of American pie. And that's why we would like to be with you, and please let us know what else we can do for you.
I think he will make a magnificent district attorney for Manhattan. He has the skills, he has the commitment, he has the backing, and we are here today supporting him. I am thrilled to be here with so many friends from Dr. Smita, who's the daughter of Uma Sangupta, one of my very best friends, and together we worked for the Dilwale stamp. It has been one of the most successful stamps in the history of America, having sold more, celebrating light over darkness, good over evil, really values that are in every religion. It was long past due to have the Dilwale stamp recognized. I'm also working in Congress now to give Mahatma Gandhi the highest award that Congress can give, which is the Congressional Gold Medal. And this, I believe he deserves so much for his leadership, not only in India, but in the world. 2 very important leaders have received the award already, Martin Luther King and Mandela, Nelson Mandela. And yet both of them attribute all of their success to Gandhi. They say that they were disciples, they were mentors, that they would not have been successful in their movement without his leadership. So it is long past due that Gandhi be given the exact same honor that Mandela and Martin Luther King have been given, who have been wonderful leaders for social justice. It's appropriate to mention it today because what's more important in law and order and in the district attorney's office than social justice. And now I'd like to really hand this over to our candidate, Dan Quart.
One of the great things about campaigns in this city is the ability to learn more about different communities and to understand our great differences and diversity as a city. And that I have done in this campaign, and I'm very lucky to have friends now in the Indian American community that I didn't have before this campaign started, and I'm deeply appreciative of that. And I thank you for your continued support. As the Congresswoman said, early voting started yesterday, continues today and tomorrow until June 20th. There'll be a day off on June 21st. and then Election Day on June 22nd. So if you're a Democrat, please come out and vote for me. Thank you.
And now we take you to our weekly segment this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, where we talk about several contemporary issues and hear insight from Dr. Parikh. Take a look. And now time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher and India advocate in this week. Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and every week we get this opportunity of sitting with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh for this special weekly edition. So let me have the pleasure of welcoming you, Dr. Sahab. Namaste.
Namaskar.
So as we are witnessing the life in America is returning to normalcy, how do you feel in terms of its impact on the social life of people in general?
I think we all feel very excited. We are very eager to go back to a normal life, pre-COVID life, because now everyone can meet each other. Social life can be much more pleasant and much more fun. And I think right now our COVID incidence of COVID infection is only 0.4%, which is nothing. It means it's a COVID, it's completely under control as long as you are vaccinated. And I think that's a great news. And I think economy is bouncing back. Travel is almost 80 to 90% full now. People are, all the restaurants are full of customers, and everybody is really having a great time now.
Wonderful, wonderful. And as you mentioned, people are happy. Actually, man being social animal, when you are in physical close proximity of people who are your friends or family members, it adds to your joy and happiness. But having said that, there are two kinds of people, Doctor. Some are still apprehensive whether they should open up and go without mask or not. Some people are not paying that much attention towards wearing masks.
Well, I think I don't blame them. I mean, I don't blame them either. And even though they don't, if you don't, if still they keep wearing the mask, that's good enough. I mean, we know that when the swine flu came in the Japan and Korea, I mean, population wore the mask even year after everything was settled down. So it's not unusual, and I think nothing is wrong in it. As long as if somebody wants to wear the mask, let them wear the mask. It's always well and good. Because not only COVID, but they also getting protected by any frequent cold and flu-like symptoms. So that's fine. That's fine.
Absolutely. And now let's move towards India. Not talking about the overall situation of COVID-19 impact right now, going directly to a state called Jharkhand, which has declared epidemic for black fungus. And you want to enlighten our viewers a little bit about what mucormycosis is, and
it's a fungal infection. It is not new infection. It is always was there. Even when we 50 years ago, when we were in the medical school, we used to see this infection time to time. And usually this infection occurs because of the overuse of the steroid. And that kills the immunity and the fungus grows. And therefore, overuse of the steroid in India, in the medical fraternity, we all, I mean, here also, doctors are overusing sometimes steroid just to make get the patient feels better, because see, any medicine steroid has a good effect and not so good effect or side effect. And this is one of the side effects of the overuse of the steroid or even normal use of the steroid. And therefore, this fungus comes, but this fungus is treatable. If you have antifungal antibiotic called amphotericin, if it is available, then this fungus can be cured. So, so it's because in the last couple of months in India, why there's so much of noise about this thing, because the antifungal antibiotic was not available, or it was in shortage, and therefore it was difficult to treat. But now that part is over. Amphotericin B is very common, commonly available drug in India, and now it should not be any problem.
With education, looking at the world scenario and America's new policy with respect to European Union and President Biden, how you assess these steps being undertaken for economic growth?
I think Biden administration is doing fairly well, very good, and all the steps taken are in the right directions. And I think what Biden administration is trying to do is establishing again the leadership of the USA over the G7 countries, or all the world, and I think rightfully so. And I think that way the Biden administration is doing really a great work.
And in this connection, the emphasis on identifying where COVID 19 originated and special bodies working to pinpoint whether it is man-made, whether it came from China, etc. How important do you think this exercise is, and if it leads to, as we all have heard, towards China's Wuhan lab, what would be the possible reaction by the world body, which you think is worthy?
Well, it all again depends upon how much cooperation you get from the Chinese government. If Chinese government is not 100% cooperative to, and not open to the investigators from the WHO, then it will be uphill challenge to find out how the whole COVID virus started, whether it was leaked from the laboratory, or it came from the animal markets. We don't know. Bet markets, so we don't know. And probably my feeling is that this kind of investigation, because of the stonewalling of the investigators by the government of China, probably you may not find a really 100% truthful answer to this question. So, of course, we should try to find out. This exercise should be done in the kind of in the interest of the humankind, but I would not hold my breath to see that we'll find out quickly, and even after conclusion, the report will be kind of not conclusive.
So, moving from inconclusive towards preparedness, and many times we have seen that when natural calamities hit, India is seen not prepared very well to counter this. Home Minister of India, Amit Shah, held a meeting to prepare for flood because monsoons are expected, and every year the chances of some flood is seen. Your response and any suggestion on this front, because we end up losing innocent lives due to floods in several parts of India.
Well, I mean, certain flood like hurricane and typhoon, those kind of thing is unavoidable, because that comes from outside to the land. But the our land means low level or low table area of the water should be corrected. There should be enough drainage system has to be improved, particularly in the largest city where there is not much. There's too much of construction, and there's not much area to water to go. Even 20 inches of rainfall can kind of clog the whole system. So I think government or municipality of the respective cities they must do something after every year, or they evaluate every year and do something. And sometimes, unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. Monsoon comes, people suffers, and then they forget, and then again next year monsoon comes, and that is the wrong way of governing.
So hopefully the proactive approach adopted this time would result into some tangible, effective results. And as we move towards the concluding part, also June month has become known for the celebration or observance of International Day of Yoga on 21st June. Your overall feel about how you find people around you are adopting or making yoga as a part of their daily routine, and any thoughts that you may want to share
Yeah,
considering.
as a doctor, also, I strongly recommend that yoga should be part of your daily routine. Each and every individual should do some form of yoga, and that kind of stretching exercise is always very helpful in activity during the day activity of the any person. And I think it's a very healthy way of living, health and good way of living. And I think one must adopt some form of the yoga, whether it's for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, but some form of the yoga in the regular exercise. And that is nothing but it's a stretching exercise. And that stretching exercise is very important for human body. And one must do that. And it's very good. And I'm glad that Prime Minister Modi made yoga kind of awareness of yoga internationally, particularly on the June 21st is a yoga International Yoga Day, and at least that reminds us every year that even if we forget, that we must continue yoga.
Wonderful. So I appreciate that, Dr. Saab, and your concluding remarks from this show for our viewers.
Well, again, I would say that my dear friends in USA, those who are not vaccinated yet, please get vaccinated. Now in USA, the vaccination is very easy to get it done. Any pharmacy you can walk in and you can get the vaccination. So please get it done. Do not delay it. Do not postpone it. And our friends in India also all the vaccines are very safe, very effective, and I would urge them to get vaccinated as soon as possible, because don't wait, because once the fall and winter comes, again chances of the surge of the virus is very likely. So please get vaccinated before fall comes in these summer months. So that's my appeal to everyone, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye. God bless America. God bless India, and God bless Indian American community. Thank you.
Welcome back. You are watching Vision of Asia Voice of Community on ITV Gold, and this program comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. And weekly special edition of Vision of Asia is shared every Sunday at 11 a.m. We appreciate your continued patronage, support, and love. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these short messages. Jagannath Rath Yatra became a part of New York landscape in 1976 when Prabhupada initiated and inspired this energetic devotional flow full of love and creative expressions dedicated to Lord Krishna. Hare Rama Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON, garnered many devotees, and they all enjoyed being a part of this devotional flow, which started from 5th Avenue, 45th Street and culminated at Washington Square Garden Park. What happened as Park was also full of joy with the cultural variety and the presence of diversity. There were dances, there were singing, there were people learning on some philosophical issues. Among those who addressed at this occasion included none other than Consul General Randhir Jaiswalji, as well as New York State Senator Jennifer Rajkumar. Here is a report on that event.
This is a little slice of heaven in New York City. This is the 46th anniversary. We're hoping to make it to the next 1,000 years, right? Right? So everybody's invited every year. Same date, second Saturday in June, without fail. Pandemic or no pandemic, without fail. So anything you like, anything that they'd like to see, come and experience. Don't just listen. Taste the reality. And who are we speaking to? ITV Gold. So to all your listeners, we'd like to extend the blessings of their lordships. We hope that everyone gets a very nice darshan. And please enjoy the festival. Hare Krishna.
Jennifer, such a pleasure to have you participating in this. And Consul General Sahab, please come. And I want both of you to be sharing your experience of having witnessed this special Ratha Yatra, Jagannath Yatra. And I would begin, as always, they say, ladies first with you.
Thank you. Well, it really warms my heart. I come every year now to support this. As the first Hindu elected in the state, I'm so proud to be here in the heart of Manhattan, celebrating our community and the faith that guides me in everything that I do.
Namaste everybody. For me, what is special today here is, I've heard the inspiring story of Prabhupada from Mayapur to the United States to various other parts of the world. And today I got a chance to connect with that. I've had the opportunity of celebrating Rath Yatra in Durban, in South Africa, in Croatia, as I said, and several other parts of the world. But truly here to come to connect with Prabhupada, what he said, what he started here, has been very, very special.
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. I am very much delighted to be here in this special occasion. I had been 3 times in Jagannath Puri, and it's fortunately I visited one time at the Rath Yatra time. It was really wonderful function. So I am very much delighted to be here in this occasion. Thank you so much, everyone.
Ashokji, I would just say one thing. Start your day with this Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And believe me, your day will be so peaceful and calm. The God, Lord Krishna himself will plan for you. And I've noticed it and I do that. That's why I'm telling you with so confidence. And look at this, in this COVID time, thousands of devotees have come. Who could have done it? Only Lord Krishna.
I'm very grateful. We are very grateful on behalf of ISKCON that we have a wonderful community of devotees and friends who are eager to share the message of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita to the whole city and the whole world. It is very crucial at this time. There's unrest, there's civil challenges, financial challenges, that we remember Krishna's words, that when we serve God, when we serve humanity, Krishna sees that and he reciprocates accordingly. So you can see this is the result of our endeavor to serve humanity here today, that the reciprocation by the community has been enormous. So I definitely invite all of our esteemed guests to come to our temple in Brooklyn at 305 Schermerhorn Street to see the temple in action as we support the community on a daily basis with food for life and yoga programs and meditation programs. Definitely come check it out. There's something for everyone. And once this pandemic is finally over, our doors will be open full and wide to the entire city to come and participate.
I just wanted to express my joy, and that joy makes you dance. And the spirit of surrender, which comes to us from realized beings, can only kindle that sense of pure joy, which you can feel by being here or by being at place where devotees chant his name with complete surrender and abandonment. And it is indeed remarkable, miraculous to see that here in New York, in Manhattan, and people celebrating, enjoying being with the truth that they are in various forms, with chanting, dancing, as well as enjoying Indian delicacies. So once again, I thank Adhikari ji, Jennifer, Jagdish ji, Consul General Sahab, and everyone from Hare Rama, Hare Krishna community. And on behalf of ITV Gold, I express my joy as well as congratulate Hare Rama, Hare Krishna organizers for offering such a wonderful event, which enhances positive energy remarkably. This is Ashok Vyas with cameraman Raja Bhatti. Hare Krishna.
I would like to honor ISKCON and the organizer of the Hare Krishna festival to organize such a beautiful event and bringing the culture, Indian culture, American culture and all the diversity under one umbrella. And also we have Indian Consul General Honorable Randeep Jaiswal ji is here. Thank you Jaiswal ji, Jagdish ji. We really applaud what work you do for the community and the Nepal Consulate General also. Thank you.
Simply take this chanting Hare Krishna, and that in itself will uplift our hearts, uplift our minds, and bring us to the spiritual platform. As spiritual beings, we're all part and parcel of the Supreme Spiritual Being, who's also known as Krishna, because Krishna means all attractive. No one can be more attractive than that Supreme Spiritual Living Being, God. He's all beautiful, all famous, the most wise, the most powerful, the most everything. So Krishna, this name is universal, and this Krishna consciousness movement is also universal.
I want some of you to chant with me, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It is the Lord's name that unites us, and we come from that cultural heritage which brings the message of oneness for the whole world. And Krishna consciousness, as Lord Krishna himself declares in Bhagavad Gita, Omityak Aksharam Brahma, so that in the form of Om, in the form of Brahma, that which offers the opportunity to reach to him in infinite ways. As Swami Vivekananda declared that infinite could be ways to reach the infinite, and that way becomes palpably available for us by chanting collectively the name of Lord Krishna with love and devotion. I extend my joy, happiness, gratefulness and my pranams at the feet of the Swamiji and at the feet of Prabhupada. And indeed this great Ratha Yatra is important celebration of oneness and joy that emanates from the land of Bharat, and we are proud to be a part of that lineage, and we want to share this joy of loving each and everyone with everyone. Last Saturday, a film Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge was screened. This is a cult love film from India which ran for many weeks in the theaters. Why it was screened again in New York? It was with a noble purpose to support COVID relief efforts in India. Here are some excerpts from that event.
We are all so excited to be seeing DDLJ today for a benefit that is benefiting India for the COVID crisis.
Yeah, we are so happy to celebrate this Indian community, and we are supporting each other. The money will be collected, all the money will be going to India to help India at the time of crisis, right Nisha?
Absolutely, it's a wonderful foundation, the Hamkund Foundation, so we're very happy to be supporting it.
Hi, this is Rimli Roy, founder and artistic director of Surati for Performing Arts. We are here for To India with Love at the Loew Theatre in Jersey City. Thank you to ITV for coming out and supporting, and thank you to all of you are here today. Thank you for your support. We hope to raise enough funds for the COVID crisis in India, and I'm so happy and proud to be performing here with my team at Surati. Thank you so much.
We are at the Loew Theatre in Jersey City at Journal Square, which is our area here. Been many years, and this is a historic theater that we're going to play the movie called Dilwale, Dulhania Le Jayenge for the benefit of India. We're going to send the money, whatever comes tonight, we collect. We hopefully raise a lot of money and send it to India. That's our goal, that we're trying best to send the money. We're providing food from Curry on, some ice cream kulfis and pans and stuff from Patil Pan. And we are supporting. Whatever we sell tonight, all that money is going to go to our great country, India.
Hopefully that the money, a lot of money is raised, it gets to India, and in a few months from now, this whole COVID affair is over and everything gets back to normal. And I think Justin, who's running this affair, is doing a great job, and the people of the Loews are fantastic. So keep your fingers crossed, enough inoculations get out, we get new vaccines, and things will change over the next couple of months. So, and thank you for interviewing me. Thank you.
Welcome to India with Love. Before we get started, I do want to take an opportunity to thank Angus and Colin once again. So give a round of applause for them, you all. This was such a hard work, labor that you're getting to see today from them. It was not easy to put on this show, this event, but they did it. It's going to be a lot of fun. How many people are excited to see DDLJ? I'm so excited. Okay, tell me this. When was the first time you saw DDLJ? How old were you? 10, and then? 7? Who gave you the opportunity to go to the theaters, man? I want to meet your parents. Well, we're going to watch DDLJ, but before that, we're going to sweeten up the deal for you. We have Surati for Performing Arts, who has collected, handcrafted, a beautiful dance performance for you, and they have selected some of the iconic Bollywood numbers. Like, you name it, they have it on their skit today. But let me introduce you who they are. Shri Performing Arts is a leading award-winning multicultural arts and community organization and entertainment company based in Jersey City. It is headed by Rimli Roy. She is an artist extraordinaire. She has been invited, and her organization has been invited to numerous places, some of them being the Indian Consulate of New York, Kennedy Center. She is known for Holi, that is organized on the Hudson. Any of you been to the Holi function?
This is an audience tonight full of several Jersey City's community and civic leaders. I saw one of them whom I admire, well, I admire them all, but I admire Sam Peasant and Friends of Liberty Park very much, who does great work on behalf of our community. Sam and the Friends. And I'm sure there's a half dozen or more other folks from other great organizations out there. I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to snub you. I just did see Sam as I was running through the lobby. So every one of you makes Jersey City a better place.
When you serve the community, community also acknowledges your contribution, and that happened in a very creative as well as somber way at Meridian Health in Hackensack, where Mural to memorialize the contribution of Pritam Singh Grewal took place, and present at this occasion was Governor Murphy as well as A.G. Grewal. Here are some highlights from that event.
I'm Sanjeev Kaul. I'm the Chief of Trauma here at Hackensack University Medical Center. And I'm here to honor the memory of Pritam Grewal. We've had a very special mural be made in his memory. And this is a story of an amazing man who met the trauma team at Hackensack University Medical Center while he was doing a Good Samaritan thing by helping other people. He was in the process of donating gasoline during a storm, and then he suffered an accident where he suffered paralysis, and he was brought to the trauma center at Hackensack.
My name is Dr. Saraswati Dayal, and I'm the director of our surgical step-down unit here at Hackensack Medical Center. And I'm a trauma surgeon, and I had the privilege to take care of Mr. Pritam Singh Grewal for approximately 8 years, where he was under my care from the time I met him until his passing on June 16, 2020. He was a very special person because he was selfless.
Hi, good morning. My name is Parikh and we are at Hackensack University Medical Center honoring our father who passed away a year ago today. Our good friend, Courtney Wall, was here from Boca, Florida, and she painted a tremendous mural. And the mural says, "Dream big, work hard, anything is possible." Those are words that our father lived by every single day. And this hospital has done so much in his treatment and care, and we're forever grateful for everyone here today.
Yes, again, we're very thankful to Hackensack University Medical Center for all they've done for this family. It's been a 7.5-year relationship, and we're very thankful. And we're thankful to Courtney for this beautiful mural that she painted, and we hope everyone else can enjoy this.
Dad spent most of his life right here in Bergen County. He was born and raised in India, and he came here as an engineer in the early 70s. He taught at Fairleigh Dickinson University, specifically mechanical engineering, but then he went on to be an entrepreneur, and he still lived in Bergen County. He raised the two of us here, and his biggest thing was giving back to his community, whether it was the Sikh Gurdwara in Glen Rock, law enforcement, the fire department that was local to us, or of course even our temple. So he spent most of his time, of course, educating and helping his community and making sure that no matter what he did, he always had this notion of giving back.
This beautiful project started 3 years ago when my own father was here as a patient awaiting a kidney transplant. He had a heart procedure in preparation for being listed on a wait list. And he was actually on this unit, and I used to stand at the doorway to the garden and pray for him. So about a year later, when they put this air handler here, I thought it would be really beautiful to do something pretty to make the space look a lot prettier than it did once it was added. And I talked with Balpreet, and at the time, her father also wanted a beautiful place to be, and together we came up with this idea, and it really is just a beautiful tribute to our fathers, to this medical center. This medical center gave us more time with our fathers, and we are so grateful. So thank you.
My name is Courtney Wall, and I'm the artist of the mural here at Hackensack Hospital. When Balpreet asked me to paint this mural, I absolutely was honored to do it. There was not a doubt in my mind that we could collaborate and create something so special and beautiful to honor her father. And I was very, very grateful that she asked me, because I knew of his impact not only within his community but here at the hospital, and how many lives he'd touched. And a man like that deserves truly such a great tribute. The inspiration behind this piece really came naturally as a collaboration between the hospital, Balpreet, and myself. When she talked about his energy, we thought rays of light that could either translate as a sunrise or a sunset would really describe the energy and the impact that he had, but also inspire the patients, the staff, and the doctors, and anyone in the hospital who laid eyes on the project. So that's how, and then from there, I have to say, every day the project came together effortlessly, and here it is. I hope it lasts for decades to come, inspiring people to follow their dreams. Thank you.
COVID relief efforts are in full swing. While several Indian states are gradually opening back after lockdown for weeks or at least nearly a month, how are the things in terms of moving towards normalcy? Dr. Purvi Parikh shared her views about India's reopening process. And is it too soon, or is it in sync with the rhythm to move towards COVID-free India?
I have now some questions on India, Doctor, our motherland, because we're still seeing a lot of devastation happen there. My first question to you is: we are seeing a decline in case numbers, but every day the death toll and a daily death toll goes to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 last week. In one day. Do you think these case numbers and deaths are being undercounted in India? Do you think in parts of rural India or tribal India where the healthcare system lacks anyways, do you think deaths are being reported from there?
I'm sure they're being undercounted. And the reason being is even in the US, when it was very bad early on and last winter, the deaths were being undercounted. And we don't even have as large of a population because, there's so many people who may be dying at home, who don't make it to the hospital. Like you mentioned, they're in rural areas where they don't have access to care. All of those people are not being counted. So that's a big issue. And same thing happened in the US as well when things were surging. So absolutely, I think the death toll is much higher. And going back to your previous question on things the government can do, we have enough vaccines now for every American. And if a third of people don't want them, those vaccines really should be going overseas because it's in the best interest to protect America by making sure the whole globe is vaccinated as well.
Right. Do you think vaccination is the answer to sort of truly curbing the disease in India? And if so, how long do you think it will take? Because we are talking about, a population of 1.3 billion people.
Yeah, it's quite an undertaking. And I think it is the answer because it's the only way, like it happened here, to slow the infection rate down enough that the hospitals are not overburdened as they are, and that the spread is low enough that people aren't getting sick as fast as they are. But it is quite an undertaking because, as you know, you're not immune the second you're vaccinated. It takes weeks, even after the first shot, weeks after the second shot. So that's the problem, that it just takes so long just to vaccinate one individual. And then when you're dealing with billions of individuals, you can imagine how difficult of an undertaking that is.
And meanwhile, Dr. Parikh, India has started to reopen. After strict 5-week lockdown, authorities in Delhi fully reopened shops and malls, and they're now letting restaurants have 50% capacity. Railway networks have 50% capacity. We were just talking about the undercount of cases and deaths. How are you looking at this? Is this premature?
Yeah, it's very difficult because in some ways, India is in a unique situation that sometimes the lockdown can adversely affect people, especially those living below poverty, people who can't afford, to stay home, who can't afford to socially distance. But then on the other side of it, we saw that this current surge in India is a result of those lockdowns being too loose, so there has to be a happy medium, where people can still work, can still earn their livelihood, but we're not so lax or the guard is not so down that, again, the healthcare system can't keep up because otherwise they're barely coming out of this most recent surge and they're still in the middle of it, if you ask me.
Right, and there's a prediction of a third wave. Only time will tell what is going to happen. My final question to you is again about India. When do you see this devastation truly calm down? When do you see the numbers coming down a lot?
I think, again, once more of the population can get vaccinated, basically what we really need is a relief and a break on the healthcare system, because right now it's so overwhelmed. That's what's causing a domino effect, because if people can't access these resources, then they're at home and they're staying home sick, right? And then as they stay home sick, that whole household gets infected. And then all those people then go on and infect more people. So if we can at least get the burden off of the healthcare systems, off of the doctors, nurses, other healthcare workers, hopefully that will cause a reduction in the whole backlog as well. And the main way out of that is, if we're not in a strict lockdown situation, is the vaccination, because if people are moving about, working, it's very, very hard to control the infection rates that way.
And now time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia Voice of Community, and time also to remind you, become our friends on Facebook page of ITV Gold, subscribe to ITV Gold's YouTube channel, and keep writing events@itvgold.com. Take care. Thank you for being a part of today's Vision of Asia. This is Ashok Vyas. Namaste.